Hey, Phil from Got Memories here. Do you have just a quick introduction? This is me here. I'm going to be wearing you around my neck. And let's have a look. So, do you have old movie film? These are Super 8 movie films with mold. Look at that. I'm going to show you how I remove all of this stuff and clean it all. Make sure that, using appropriate materials. If you've got really heavy mold, respiratory issues, make sure you mask up and all that good stuff. Good ventilation wherever you are, especially with some of this solution. So without further ado, I'm just going to clamp you right here and get to work. So obviously, I do this for a living. This is my business. If you're doing this from home, you're going to need various different things. You can use a projector. So if you get your projector out, you've got your top and your bottom, blah, 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 blah. You can also, if you've got, the Tobin film transfer machines, there's that. I do have literally the only film cleaner machine that Tobin made as kind of an experiment back in the day. And by the way, Tobin has stopped selling equipment as of about 8 years ago. So all this stuff is very old. It, works great. I love Tobin. I've got 20 odd machines of his. But getting back on track, you've got film like this and you want to clean it up. So what you're going to need a lot of things, okay? So you're going to need empty reels, clean reels. You're going to need lint-free cloths. You're going to need film cleaner, film renew. If you're just watching this and you're looking for somebody to clean all your stuff, then this isn't typical, but finding companies that are going to take care of this stuff, especially having a YouTube channel and showing you complete transparency where all the work is done. I am not in England. I am in Phoenix. I have a retail location, but I am by appointment in Phoenix, but people ship me their stuff from all over the world. So without further ado, this machine that Tobin made, it's got the regular 8 spindles. So you're going to need, this is Super 8. You've got the bigger holes. So you're going to need to get the adapters. And you can also see on my hands the situation going on here. Now, there you go. Spin that. Now, I've got this on this side. And let's have a go. So this solution right here, film renew. It is, keep away from your eyes, ears, mouth, nose, any old orifice. And then I've got them in these spray bottles here, okay? So the lint-free cloth, usually I'll cut them up into pieces, but I'm just going to douse this pretty good here. And now, when Tobin made this, he had a cloth, you put it in there, and it's supposed to be automated, so you can just kind of leave it. You can't leave this stuff alone. It just goes to hell in a handbasket if you're not paying attention. So what I'm going to do is, all right, let's have a look here. I'm going to, and you've got to get this right, because it starts to unravel on you, and it is a bit cumbersome if you don't know what you're doing. Let's have a look. You got to get and this is why I didn't like this, because he didn't make these spindles, where they're rock solid, but you could move them. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this, and then let's have a look. Tighten that up there. And there are many ways of doing this. There's always the smart-ass trolls in the comments, that know it all working out of their parents' basement and so forth. But, all of this, okay, come on. See, again, this is why I don't like... Fuck. You know what? Screw this. Because I've just realized the grub screws come out. Welcome to my world. Okay, let's do this. Screw this for now. It's live TV, folks. I'm going to just hook it up to the transfer machine. Those of you that aren't familiar, look, there's a piece rattling around in there, so that's probably part of the problem. This is constant maintenance. It's constant pain in the ass. You can also gather that from my voice and also just how this is, just the fiddly nature of everything. But, trust me, this is all done correctly. Now, these machines here, there is a camera built in, S-video out, all of that good stuff. So that machine that Tobin made, yeah. Right, so this has already got the big sprockets for Super 8. So let's just start over and let's do this. Always hold on to that reel because it can go and just be on the floor in a second. Okay, that's the rewind button. This works, just as well. So what I'm going to do, you got to flip it around and let's do this. There's a couple different, and I'll show you why I've got two reels in a second. And let's do this. All right. Okie dokie. Right then. So let's reapply. It's because this does evaporate very quickly. Keep it away from your face. All right. And then I'm just going to do a pinch, fold it over, and then, oh yes, like this, with a good amount of pressure. This does help. So I've got it in rewind right now. And I'm just going to go slow. I'm going to go slow. And then I'm going to stop it, okay? Because I'm going to show you what's coming off on this film. Look at that. Oh, look, there's a big old nasty hair right there. Look at that. That was clean. That's probably someone's eyelash. Gross, I know. Welcome to my world. That's why anyone getting quotes from me, I request pictures of everything because it is just all yuck these days. People have typically not stored their stuff correctly. And okay, let's get this. And this is why I cut pieces, because all this weight of this and it's just cumbersome. So I'm just gonna, I got it in the rewind, so it's helping me, but I'm just manually doing this now because this is just gross. And it's every few feet. Look at this. And also some of the dye might come off on the film as well, but that's to be expected. All right, and then I'm gonna take another corner. This is why I usually cut pieces, so I can just, I need to fill that bottle up. All right, and this does evaporate. This is made for film. How much film have we got there? Keep it back a little bit so it's got a little bit of time to dry. It doesn't, oh, fuck. All right. And just to let you know, I've been transferring film for over 20 years. And I mean, I don't know how many millions of feet of film I've transferred. And you can tell, even with me, this is still a pain in the ass. It's just manual, it's tedious, it's just a bunch of unknowns. People have run their films through projectors, chewed up their film, broken things, spliced things with staples, Band-Aids, tape wrapped around it, around and around and around. And I got to prep all this film before I put it in the machines because Tobin Cinema Systems use all Bell and Howell. These are all taken and re-engineered off of Bell and Howell projectors. So all this kind of gunk can really lessen the life of your film, of the machines. And I got to send them off to be repaired, and then they're gone for a month, and $1,000, to like fix some little bits and pieces that you can't find anymore, and they got to be re-engineered. Okay, so this is gonna go in the trash. This is why I've got the other reel here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, because this is all upside down now, I'm gonna put this one on here, and these are all clean, brand new reels. All right, and let's see. So you gotta have the holes this side towards you, okay? because when you feed the film, it goes in this way. Holes are always towards you. And I'm going to give it another pass. And let's have a look, because that's pretty moldy there on the end. All right, let's just do this. See, look, dirt on one side. All right, and now I'm going to put this back in here. All right, there we go. Take the tension, be careful, wrap it round. That's why I did that first, like 8 to 10 inches there, so it'll stay. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of clean side here and then give it a good pinch. Hopefully it doesn't wrap around on itself. I'm gonna put the motor on just to take the tension, but you gotta be quick with it. And it also, because these reels are, they're you got to kind of stretch them. You got to stretch them out a bit like that, okay? Because when they're pinching the film, and it can unravel all over itself if you're not careful. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use this to take the tension because it's got one of the adapters on there, and it's slipping and sliding. But you get the point. You can fast forward through this bit, right? Oh, come on. This is all done manually. And when people go, what do you charge? Oh, man, there's some guy with a Facebook ad, with a P.O. box and a Dropbox. It's going to do it for, 10 cents a reel, whatever the number is. It's like, good luck. Good luck. And they'll say they'll clean your film, and you don't know any different. That's why you got to see YouTube videos. You got to see all this stuff. And I'm going to give you a bunch of consumer awareness in a second once this is all done. Because people are just getting lured in by the cheap Facebook ad, Instagram ad, retargeted ads from all of these companies. And then they're crying about it afterwards. And it's like, you know what? That's why I've got that right there. Google Maps for reviews, not google.com, because it will be more retargeted ads with fake 5-star review graphics. And there we go. That's that. And I'll tell you a few other things here. If you are looking for a company to do this, look at that now. Boom. I should have done a before and after picture, but that's that now. All nice and clean. There still might be dust and artifacts and bits and pieces. Sometimes in the camera, back in the day, it had fluff and crap in the gate. You can always tell that by moving the framer up and down. And if the hair or dirt moves with it, you know it's in the original gate. It was shot like that. But sometimes hairs and all that crap do get stuck in the gate. That's why someone has to be monitoring this at all times. This is not a walk away thing, because you're adjusting for contrast, brightness, all these kind of things, and also debris in the gate. Because if there's a big old hair and it's just flopping around in the middle of the picture and nobody's paying attention, guess what? It's going to be on your digital copy. And then they'll go, oh no, your film's like that. And you're like, no, I'm running it on my projector and it doesn't have that big old fat hair in the gate that's blocking half the picture. But that's the thing. These companies prey on people because they don't have equipment to run and check their crap work. Another massive thing, that is happening in this industry since the beginning of time is this. And please, pay attention to this for a second. You've got all these original reels, or you might have them on bigger reels, all this kind of stuff. They all came back from Kodak or the manufacturer like this. You put them inside the camera, and then you had, let's have a look here if I've got an example. Here's one. Look at this old Agfa right here. They were all wind-ups, and then you hit the button, wherever it is. Anyway, yeah, look. And they'd be like, da, 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 da. That's how you did it. There's no batteries back in the day. You literally had to like wind it up. Anyway, let me stop that now. Where's the open thingy? Here we go. So you put a roll of film in there, had to like do it all through here, used it all up, sent it off to Kodak, and then you'd get it back on a reel. And that's what you got back. Now, what companies are doing is, and since they will take all of your films, you got, look, all this customer's giving me a list. Where's the list? Here we go. This is what you should be doing. If you are looking for a transfer company, you have to give them this 1, 2, 3, 4 and go, I want all my films digitized. And a lot of people assume this is the case. Hold on. Come on. Open. All right. I know that's not very big there, but you get the point. Okay. So when you send your films off, this is the only way you should be doing film transfers, okay? You send off 16 reels like this customer. This is 1 through 5 of his right now I'm working on. Okay, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got, and he's numbered them. 1, because they've all got subject matters on them. And the only way you should be getting these back is individual files to match each one and them all named per whatever the chicken scratch written. This customer's giving me this, and this will be translated into every single reel. So when you click on it, it pops up and it plays, and you know that reel number 1 is reel number 1. Now, what companies are doing, oh my God, all the time, is they splice all of these reels together onto these larger reels. Now, some of you might have large reels like this, and you think it's like a videotape, like it's just could be blank or it could be whatever. No, these are all films joined together, developed films by, granddad, grandpa, grandma, whoever. Splice them, join them together in the day to make it more of a longer running time. So you're not rewinding, fast forwarding, all that kind of stuff. And so if you do have all of these reels, like on larger reels, well, then you're going to get a file to match each reel. But if you've got them all on these 50-foot reels, and they do say 25 feet on them, but they're double rolls. So I've got a whole video on that. There were double-sided rolls, 25 feet each side. You flip it, use the other side, and then the Kodak would splice them together to make 50 feet. That's that. But what you should be getting back and asking the questions from anyone that you're handing this over to, amongst a bunch of other questions, because you've only got one copy of this stuff. Nobody has copies. The only copy of priceless, precious family memories. And so many people are just shipping them off into the abyss, never seeing them again. They get mixed up, they get damaged. These films are so gentle and brittle, and you've got to be really careful with them. If they're damaged in projectors, in whatever, they're done. But all of them together, all the reels put back in the original cases. But what's happening since forevermore is you get all of your boxes back maybe, but the reels are empty. They're all like, they go, where'd my film go? They're all joined on a larger reel. And you get one, if you send 50 reels off, you get one file back. And you go, well, where did everything go? And they go, well, no, we just made it easier for you. No, you made it easier they've made it easier for themselves, because they think they can just splice all these together, put it on a machine, and go scroll on TikTok or go out to dinner. Meanwhile, everything's getting chewed up, hell in a handbasket, exposure levels, problems, all that kind of stuff is just going haywire. So the only way you get these back are individual reels to match the file. So a digital mirror of everything, okay? Quality-wise can really depend on videography skills, the camera, the lenses, the film type, the lighting conditions, all those kind of things. An MPEG 4 is what comes back from me with everything organized neatly, everything returned to you just in cleaner shape, and any problems, they're overcome. They're all being monitored for exposure levels and all that kind of stuff. Of course, if it's like massively overexposed or underexposed, it can vary greatly. All these little bits on the film, sometimes that's just in the film, like I'd mentioned earlier. Let's have a look here. Escape. Okay, what's going on with this keyboard? Anyway, whatever. So, yes, so that's pretty much that with all of this old film. It's fiddly, it's brittle, it's problematic, it's just a pain in the backside, especially if you've got mold, especially if you've not stored these things in common sense, climate controlled, cut in the boxes, in a sealed case, sealed container, because you have to, what else real quick? Okay, film transfer machines, equipment. You need to see this on YouTube. How is the film being transferred? Where is it being transferred? All the equipment, the inner workings. Too many people are just shipping their stuff off, all trusting that somebody has got this magical equipment, that they say they've got proprietary technology. It's all a load of BS. If they don't have videos, they're using, shining off a toaster, off a piece of paper or whatever. Or those Wolverines, those plasticky Amazon $300 bags of crap. I mean, yeah, God. I know, like these damn things right here, like, they're so slow, the quality. I mean, there's different versions of them, but, if someone goes, hey, transfer all those films using a Wolverine, or cut my grass with a pair of blunt scissors. Give me those scissors, show me where the lawn is, all day long. It's going to be 110 degrees out. I don't care. Give me the scissors versus using one of those damn machines. Oh, my God. You could be transferring it and leave it alone, and then you come back. They take about an hour and 10 to transfer a 50-foot reel. I am trying to get this damn thing off my neck, and there we go. And it's stuck. If you haven't prepped the film and made sure all the little holes are intact and all the splices are perfect, that thing is going to just either chew it up or just get stuck. It doesn't really have the power to chew it up because it's just like one of those jobs. It's all a pain in the ass. That's the theme of this. Everything is a pain in the ass. The videotapes, the camcorders, the players. Everyone thinks this is plug and play. I wish it was, my God. But it's not. But people assume it is, and that's why they think, oh yeah, this guy will do it for 50 cents. Yeah, it is 2025 at the time of making this video. And the equipment, the parts, labor to fix pretty much all this stuff, it's a bottleneck. Everyone goes, oh yeah, there's an infinite supply of parts, of players, of labor, like repair guys. No, there's not. They've all retired or, popped off. And that's where we're at. And there aren't many of us doing this with pride, with really care and attention to detail, making sure everyone gets all their stuff back. Here's a prime example. I was just showing a customer in earlier. He goes, why are your prices so much higher? I'm like, okay, so let me show you something. So, little artifacts like that versus clean. There's a million things that can go wrong with these videotapes as well. I'm talking like VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, this crap is coming back from companies. Yeah, you can see. Just unwatchable, junk. I mean, you name it, it's all being just hacked. That's why you need to see the most perfect Google reviews you can find, because you might get one shot at this to do this right, especially with film. My God, if that's chewed up, there's no running back. There's no going back with that. And if you've got film and you're trying to organize it, do not run it through projectors. You're picking up on Craigslist, eBay, Goodwill. You're putting it in. It's not coming out the back end. Guess what? Mum and Dad's wedding, chewed up. It's like an accordion inside. Don't, because he had it call me, and I'm like, nah, it's done. And then, what? No. Yeah, a simple blip of attention or one little bit of debris that got stuck in there in 1974. Now your film's trying to go through that channel, it just gets blocked, but that motor just keeps going. And the claws are just going duh, 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 and just chewing up, and you take the side off, boom, film flies out of you, all chewed up. It is done. So don't be that family member that thinks they know it all. Oh, I'm gonna do this. And then everyone's counting on you, and then you end up effing it up, because I have to talk to people all the time. For decades now, 23 years I've been doing this. Heard it all. This does not cost $200,000, okay? I do if you've got a ton of stuff. But the average film transfer order is about 800. Sometimes it goes as much as $5,000. If there's a ton of stuff. And it's just, sometimes it's $300. You just don't know. But it just drives me crazy how people are like, no, I just spent this much money. I'm driving all over town trying to find a projector. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. No. Find a bulb. My bulb's blown. It's $120 for an old bulb. And you're like, but there's this guy, I don't know what his YouTube, I think he's fine. And then you never see the guy again. Or your films are chewed up, or I don't know. Anyway, it's enough for me. I know this is a long video here, and I've covered a lot of different subjects, but the end synopsis of this video is this is all very fiddly, tedious, pain in the ass, specialized equipment, specialized handling, and care, attention to detail. So if your movies and everything is precious to you and you care about your stuff, you gotta hand it over to somebody that cares about it, wherever you are in the world. And as I say again and again in my YouTube videos, if you don't care about your stuff, there is an amazing place that is free. And what it is you just go to one of these near you and just throw all your stuff in there and be done with it. Because that, I'm not joking, just throw it away. No one's missing it. It's been 70 years, no one cares. They didn't even know it exists. Just throw it away. But if you do care about it, hand it to someone that cares. If you would like to get a quote from me, gotmemories.com. I require pictures, a lot of background information. If people come down asking a lot of questions about the condition of the film, where it's been stored, visuals of it, it's a red flag. If they got an 800 number, red flag. If they don't have, Legacy Box, iMemories, all these big corporate companies, well, forget Legacy Box, but I guess iMemories is like the best of the worst, but just do your homework. Anyway, all the best. Cheers.